Let's fucking get into it. How we doing, boys? How we fucking doing? It's good to be back. Felt a little bit cheesy taking a day off yesterday, but it is what it is. How we doing? Shout out to you, Aaron. I'm looking forward to watching this video, mate, and I very much approve of that thumbnail. I mean, I'm a big Guru fan, but it is what it is. I was particularly fond of the jar of mayonnaise. I thought that was a good one. How we doing, though, guys? To be honest, yeah, I assumed that Aaron was at least had tattoos, but we never made that assumption. It ain't that kind of thing. Loads of people have pseudonyms that don't match who they are in real life. It's fucking hot in here, but I don't want to turn any fan on. I don't want to mess up my already bad audio. Oh, you have a question? Shoot, man. That's what we're here for. Ask whatever you want, sir. You know how we roll around here. How are we doing, Crystal? Crystal, I got a funny story to tell you. I got a funny fucking story to tell you. How you doing, crossover, my man? What's good in the hood? Let me check Twitter. Hang on. Oh, God. All right, say no more. Say no more. Say no more. Does that mean I should does that mean that I should unpin it or what? My fingers definitely smell occasionally. What should I do about it? Fucking take a bath, mate. Would be my suggestion. Shower once in a while. I don't know. Depends what you're doing with your fingers, mate. Maybe stop doing that, whatever it is, or just lean into it and do it more. I guess. I don't know. What kind of aroma are we talking about here? I don't want to make any assumptions, you know. No, keep it pinned. I believe it. I'm gonna leave it. Because the thing is, I watched it for like, I don't know, 20 seconds while I was setting up, and I was like, oh, I didn't have the sound on, so it's fucking hell. That is class. Even just washing your hands. He said he's tried everything, though. I'm assuming he's tried to wash his hands. I mean, let's give our boy some credit here, you know? Let's assume that he's at least tried that before he's asked me the question. I'm more curious about what you're doing to make your hands smell, though. You know, that's kind of more where I'm leaning to. I'm more leaning to find out the source rather than to give advice, if I'm being real. Oh, musical raid, brilliant. Just before I get into my groove as well. You know, I like to get into my bullshitting groove before anyone turns up, but I'm grateful nonetheless. I'm kind of like yeah, just I'm trying to do streams once every second day now, as opposed to going on every night and seeing how that works out. Make you guys along for me a little bit more rather than expecting me to turn up every night, you know? We'll see how it goes. All right, you've got a serious question now. All right, shoot. I'm ready. I'm braced. I'm ready to go. I'm waiting with bated breath, mate. I appreciate that, Aaron. Do you know, and I will watch the entire 30 minutes through just for you, man. Do you think it's better to be humble or confident? It depends on the situation. It depends on the situation. There's a very, very like fine line. I think you can be humbly confident. The thing is, yeah, you're only delusional if like what you're talking is complete bullshit. So I would say you could be humbly. I think you can be humble if you're willing to accept somebody else's. I get it. Depends on the situation. If you're talking about skill set or talking about them as a person, I don't know. You can. I think you can. I think you can ride both. What you can't ride is being confident and delusional. How we doing? 316. How you doing, my man? Good to have you back. So that would be my mature answer to that question. I mean, I could give you a stupid answer if you want that as well. Then you get to hear your funny story afterwards. All I'm going to say, Crystal, is the mother of my child was listening, which I said she never does. For some reason, she was listening, and she heard your lap dancing comment. That's all I'm going to say. I can fill you in on the blanks later, but it was an interesting conversation to have. Like, she obviously completely misunderstood the situation. I'll put it that way. How we doing, Cheddarhead, my man? Are you still on Are you still out and about, Cheddarhead, or did you get home from your trip yet? And where did you go? It was a good take. Are you ready to philosophize? Always, bro. Always. You're not gonna get some high level fucking political stuff from me like you do in musicals chat, but I'll do the best I can. I can philosophize on certain things. I'm not completely brain dead, like a certain Mr. Ferguson. I'm always ready for whatever you guys can fire at me. You know that. Yeah, Crystal. It weren't good. It weren't a good morning for me. I'll put it that way. You're always traveling. Of course. I mean, have you got home since? I have 10 chickens and roosters to get me like something seriously wrong because how bad I'm laughing. Yeah, the thing is, yeah, I knew this day was gonna come, that one day she was just gonna tune in and just be like, what the fuck have you been saying to people publicly? But I didn't think that would be the moment. I didn't think that would be it. Crystal's a fucking mod here. You're damn right, bro. How we doing, even Steven Seagal? Great fucking name, bro. The fact you've got Steven Seagal in your fucking profile pic, you're already a legend in my mind, sir. Welcome to the most fucked up chat platform ever. You travel with your Xbox. How the fuck do you do that? What, do you just plug yourself into hotels or whatever? How we doing, Westy? Yeah, man. I'd rather that people don't let me know about the raids, because that's usually when I shit myself. But I appreciate that. Thank you. I guess you all like seeing that. Oh, that's how you watch UFC and shit. I gotcha. Why not just bring a tablet or something? How you doing, musical bro? What's good? I watched your debate almost in its entirety this morning. Fuck, you're still on a roll, bro. It wasn't quite as entertaining as the first one, but I guess, that's gonna happen. I've been watching Gnostic videos on YouTube, so I'm basically an expert. I believe you, man. I just made my first vid. Feel free to give yourself a plug, my man. We always appreciate trying to push some new content creators in here as well. We're on that. So we started off as we usually do in here. Hygiene and shit. Even Steven video. How we doing, Hank the Tank? What's good, bro? That was quite the debate you had, man. I would have fucking drowned in a conversation like that. I don't know fuck all about climate change. Couldn't give less of a fuck either. I know I'm a cunt for saying that, but until doom is on my doorstep, I tend to just ignore things. I'm like an ostrich in that way. I just bury my head in the fucking sand and see how things play out. Let the intellectuals deal with that shit. Do you know what I mean? Debate was a lot more milk toast, and next week will be more autistic. I'd really appreciate that, man. We do need TISM to get things rolling. I mean, we know that based on what we do in here. How we doing, student? Another Steven Seagal guy. Fucking you legend. It was a very civil debate. And we need that. We can't have mayhem every fucking time. It's like in here. Sometimes things are very vanilla, very boring, but it is what it is, man. The chat makes the live what it is. I can only respond to what you give me. Bodis is a lovely guy. Yeah, he did really well. To be fair, it was a very respectful back and forth. And some good points were made. I'll put it that way. It certainly educated me to some extent, and I could do with some educating. If anything, it was enlightening for me, and I'm sure if you listened in the chat, very happy with it. Bro, I'll give you maximum credit for having the balls to do something like that, because I fucking wouldn't. I would get torn to shreds on anything meaningful and important that happens in the world. If we're talking like, vagina and MMA, and that's basically it, then I'm good to go. But outside of that, I don't have a lot of depth to me, and that's just how it is. Hank the Tank, thoughts on the Sewer King. The Sewer King is a legend. I mean, he was fucking going savage in there, man. He was going savage in there. It was quite strange seeing him turn up in a live chat. And obviously I wasn't there live because I was having one of my rare go to sleep early days. Didn't realize it was on, but I was definitely keeping up with what was going on in the chat as I was watching. How you doing, Plymouth? I think the underdog Rolando Bedoya beats low output Jai Herbert. It's a decent underdog. This to me is an underdog card. I think if you're gonna make money on underdogs, it's gonna happen this weekend. There are loads of good underdogs. I've got like 6 or 7 that I might fuck with. We'll see how it goes. Yeah, Sewer King is not one you want to fuck with. I'll put it that way. That guy's sharp. If we talk about cool shit like cool guys do, I can talk about it. Not shit like global warming or whatever. Yeah, man, I'll be honest, man. I would drown. If it's about money, like you said, money, veg, and stuff like that, I'm good. How close are you to monetization? I can actually monetize already, but I'm kind of putting it off. I said to myself when I started out, when I get to 1,000, then I probably will. But I'm not really in any rush. I'm kind of on a phase where I'm like, I'm just enjoying this for what it is, and I don't really want the mid-roll ads because I don't think my content is good enough to be interrupted for 2-3 minutes at a time. Like when I get to that level where I feel like I'm focusing more on the content videos, which I'm not able to do being a full-time dad at the moment, then I'll be able to justify it. But when when the lad goes off to school, then yeah. Oh, I've got a little bit more depth than money and vagina, but I can talk about some stuff. I mean, I'm not completely politically and socially ignorant, but I'd get torn apart by anybody who's really serious about stuff. It's just the way it is. And I'm very open to admitting that I am quite an ignorant person when it comes to certain things, and deliberately so. There's only so much time I've got in the day, and I'm a very selfish individual. I kind of focus on my own like little universe. Lost a soul, reveal your identity. We don't have to do that. That's the beauty of being around here. We've got anonymity to protect us. Bad Math and I debate a lot about money and vag on musical stream. I lose a money debate for sure though. I can go toe to toe with anyone with money and vag. I've been quite lucky in both regards because I'm an ugly cunt and I'm stupid, but I've managed to do pretty well in both regards. I'm 316. That makes a lot of sense. My name is Smelly Fingers. Who am I to judge? Yeah, that name does throw up a lot of questions as to how you got that name and why you choose to call yourself that, but I don't judge. I'll debate bitches with Bad Math. Bro, your take on... You've already lost based on your contribution in the chat so far. Your views on fucking women are almost as bad as ITPs. They're almost as bad. Which is a fucking hard thing to do. Credit to Hanky, handled it like a pro. I'm too irrational to ignore someone berated me. I'll bite. Yeah, that's the thing. Because I'd probably have my eye on the chat and I'd be like, and I'd lose my train of thought instantly. But that cunt called me a what? It's tough, man, especially when you're speaking about what is a very, very deep topic to get into. Of course, you're going to have to refer to some notes and to keep yourself on track. It's going to be tough. Yeah, do drop those credit scores in the chat. I appreciate that. I mean, why not? Social security numbers are good too. How do you think I got rich? Aaron's doing the work for me. I was going to build up to that on like the 100 stream, gain everyone's trust first, and then get you dropping that shit. Yeah, my credit score is fucking world class, mate. But you should probably be able to tell that already. Armenian living in Toronto. Name is Serge. I'm 40. You want more info? Yeah, I think I'd love more. Hit us with all you've got. Dox yourself away, sir. We love that around here. No, I need an opposing voice. Hank and Rodash were just holding hands and talking. I mean, they did disagree on some stuff. I mean, it's not like they agreed on everything. I just think they were very respectful in their disagreements, which is fine. Social security number. I'm not sure if you should do that, but I can trust you, right? Definitely not. Well, you can trust me, but you definitely can't trust the 26, 27 other degenerates in here. I'm not pulling out any or calling any names, but there's a few people. Like I said, throw a wild animal at me. That's the thing. As long as things can be kept respectful and people can have their time to say what they're saying, I think this is onto a winner. I've thought about doing phone-ins in the past, and I just don't trust you, motherfuckers. Based on the way the chat goes in here, Musical's got a lot more credit as well. So it's like he's got a lot more kind of like respect in the game than I do, and people are less likely to fuck around in his, whereas mine, I don't know. Biggest degen in chat, boy, probably that's a tough one. That's a tough one. Oh, we threw a little bit of MMA talk in there. I mean, we had like 30 seconds of me saying that a certain person might be another certain person. I can't even remember who it was. We can talk about whatever the fuck you want. I'm not to be trusted. I definitely don't trust Crystal. Crystal made me have one of the most uncomfortable conversations I've had in about 10 years. I'm still not over that. And I have a feeling it's going to come up again. Because it was like, and then she ended up listening to the whole stream and she was like, "You hate women, don't you?" I was like, "You've known me for like a long time. I'm surprised you haven't picked up on this." She probably thinks I was joking. Are you playing Black Myth Wukong? 100%. I'm very pissed off though, bro, that there's no physical copy. I don't really buy digital games unless they're on a Steam Deck. Hey Andy, how you doing, brother? I can see you, bro. I am going to play Black Myth Wukong, and I've been looking forward to it for a while. I'm definitely going to hit that up, but buying the digital version is going to hurt my soul because it's How you doing, Colin? Never talk about MMA. It's gay as fuck. That's what all my peers seem to think, and I've had very hard trouble convincing them otherwise. To be perfectly honest, so yeah, that's a hard debate to win. Tats is gonna prank Squirrel. Tats, you should have let me. You shouldn't have told me what the content of the video was, because I'm literally stupid enough to get about 15 minutes in and be like, I better watch to the end just in case I miss anything. I'm that kind of guy. You got 134 right now. That is fucking boss, Andrew. I hope you get to 150 as soon as possible. Yeah, I found out about Black Myth Wukong through IGN trying to cancel them. The game looks sick. It does look fucking amazing. Again, I only buy physical copy games though, but for this one, I think I'm going to make an exception, especially because it's a Chinese game and I got Chinese kids and whatnot, or half Chinese kids. So I'm gonna I think I'm gonna have to bite on that one. Anyone think ITP looked like he should play Minecraft instead of talking about MMA? You can do both, apparently. I've never played Minecraft. I don't know how to, like, I don't know what a Minecraft player looks like, but I imagine they ain't doing too well with the ladies. That's all I'm gonna say. And that's not a crack at ITP, because I'm sure he does fine. From what he tells us. Journey to the West shit. For real. Also, why physical games only? As well, as you can see behind me, I like owning them. I just like owning the games. And also, yeah, with the whole digital media thing, I don't like paying for stuff that you don't own necessarily and that they can take away from you, you know? But then I've got a weird thing where when I buy physical games, I often don't open them because I don't want them to decrease in value, especially more rare ones. But I'm old school, man. I like playing, the only thing I play digitally is on my Steam Deck. That's it. And to be honest, it's not the easiest thing to carry around with you as well. So, what's more gay, watching UFC or playing on Nintendo? I would say they're equally gay, and I do both. So I guess I'm like doubly gay now. I'm a Nintendo guy. If it's any consolation, I just explained the whole thing to my husband and he smacked me in the arm going, "You got him in trouble. What is wrong with you?" To be fair, I mean, my response wasn't the best. I think it was more to do with my response than it was you saying that. So I kind of blaming you would be very childish in this situation. And also everything I said afterwards if she goes back and watches all of them, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting talking my way out of that one. But like I said, she's known me for a long time. I'm surprised she doesn't notice. It's like, you know what I mean? Yeah, I get that. I don't see anyone taking games away from anyone they bought, but I get that and enjoying it. Yeah, it's just about having the physical stuff. I kind of enjoy it. Like, I don't know. And because I'm a collector as well, I just rather physically own them. I have, like I said, I have owned digital games in the past, but it's usually if I've only got I'm a GameCube guy myself. I fucking love GameCube. I've got some absolute high dollar bangers for those. Nintendo's got great games, but it's an evil company. They're all fucking evil, Hank. They're all evil. 307 and 308's looking pretty good so far. What's confirmed for 307 and 308? Colin says it's a diddler console. Like, the purple box is a little bit diddly. I'm not going to lie. And everything Nintendo does is kind of garnered towards children. But I don't think they've ever stepped the mark. I mean, I've owned all the PlayStations and stuff as well. But if I had to choose one, I would go Nintendo all day. Just because I think they put a lot more time into their games. Nah, there's no physical at all. They're gonna release one at some point, I think, and it probably will end up being fucking expensive. But as of now, they're saying they haven't got there's not gonna be a physical release for at least 6 months. And trust me, I'm the guy who knows about that stuff. Bad Math just wanted to replicate the hang on a second. Bad Math just wanted to replicate the Olympics, man, domestically abusing a lass on stream. I did not do that. I'm not advocating for that. I'm not that kind of gentleman, all right? I'm a bit fucked up. I'm not that bad. I'm not that bad. By the way, if you guys could and if you're not subscribed already, please do that because I would like to get to that 1,000 at some point. I'm hoping by the end of the year, but we'll see. No bias, just from what I've learned. Yeah, they're all fucked up. I've never played a Saints Row game, you know. I don't even think I own one, which is unusual. Maybe I should buy one and give one a crack. If you're saying I should give it a crack, I'm always willing to try new things out. I always saw Saints Row as like a dollar store GTA, but maybe I'm oversimplifying. USA almost lost to South Sudan in basketball. By almost lost, you mean by 20 points? Because if they fucking fail to sleepwalk that gold medal, then that might be the most embarrassing thing to happen in USA sports history. That team is ridiculous. I haven't watched a single second of the Olympics other than that man beating up that woman in boxing. And it is a man. I don't care what any of you say. It is a dollar store GTA. That's what I thought. Give crack a crack. People need to stop trying to get me on crack in here. I'm very easy to be manipulated in some ways. That's terrible. It's not for you. Yeah, I'm not gonna I mean, I could go back and play them. I've always got time on my hands in between places, but USA's been trash at the Olympics so far. I'm gonna have to take your word for that, mate. I haven't watched a single event. This is what I'm saying. All my mates are on that gay shit and they don't know anything about MMA. I need to find me some new boys, to be honest. Some real in real life boys, I mean. South Sudan is really good. Sudan made USA earn every point. Does Sudan have any players in the NBA? I know it doesn't matter, but I know that isn't the benchmark necessarily for how good a basketball player is. Because I know the EuroLeague is sick as well, but it's just crack. You don't understand, bro. If I start taking crack, honestly, 6 months from now, everything behind me is going to disappear, and then I'll be live streaming under a bridge. How you doing, Steven Jackson? What's good, my man? How are you? Thanks for stopping by. And I appreciate the comments in the video earlier. Also, while you guys are here, tomorrow, we have a video dropping talking about the pound for pound situation. ITP jumped on it, Brutally jumped on it, Dougie jumped on it. We've got Paradox on it as well. Obviously, Jax from Making the Walks on there as well. and we get into how we define the pound for pound list, I think it's going to be a pretty decent video. So if you're not subscribed, do so, and you can check that out tomorrow. It will be dropping at some point whenever I wake up from my drunken stupor. How about Prince of Persia? Prince of Persia is a great game. It's a great series of games. And they're obviously all very different. Because obviously used to be a little bit more like side-scrolling kind of shit, and now it's obviously gone 3D. I'm not a major Prince of Persia player, but they are generally good games. You're not going to hear me talk shit about that. Make it a premiere video. I might do. The thing is though, whenever I do a premiere video, it always affects the view count, and I don't really get a lot of views on my videos. So, frankly, MMA, that would have been a way better name. Bad MMA math, I think, is fucking up my entire potential on this platform. Because I just get soccer moms trying to message me about fucking algebra. I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. Give me your number. Do you know what I'm saying? I should have got you all fucked up on Saturday for you slipped you some. Bro, somebody definitely, I told you, yeah, there was a cokehead behind me who wouldn't stop going off at me the entire event, being like, do a bump with me, lad, the entire time. And I'm pretty sure, because my last couple of drinks tasted funky. So, Bisping was the only atheist fighter, I think, but now I think literally is everyone is super religious. One way or another, that tends to be true. In Prince of Persia, can you play as Bilal? There's a guy that looks like him. I'll be real. What city are you in? I'm not going to give you the exact city, but I live in Cambridgeshire, and I grew up in London. So I live in like the area of Cambridgeshire now. I'm pretty sure I'm going to get doxxed at some point. So change the channel name right now. Fuck you. Resident Evil is one of my favorite franchises of all time. In fact, the original Resident Evil 2 is probably in my top 5. I love that game. I'm not talking about, I mean, the remakes are great as well, but the old school Resident Evil still play really well. How you doing, little man? Frankie MMA. I'm going to give it some thought because a lot of people have been going on at me about the name of this channel and it hasn't died. So it is what it is. Being Frank MMA. Man, do you know what? Yeah, where were you when I made this channel, man? I thought Bad MMA Math was going to be read, and even saying it doesn't roll off the tongue at all. But where the fuck were you guys when I started my channel? I could have done with the help back then. I feel like I've leaned into it a little bit too much now. It's too difficult to go back. The Resident Evil 1 remake is my favorite. The one on GameCube is incredible. I'm excited for GTA 6. Apparently you can fight in a cage. See, these motherfuckers get it. They fucking get it. Do you know what? I'll tell you what, yeah, one day, if I ever get like 60 people in here or something, I'll let you guys throw all your suggestions in, and then I'll do a poll, and whatever wins, I'll change the name of it. That's the best I can do. That is probably the best I can do for you. Frankly speaking, MMA, that's good as well. I mean, we can agree that every single fucking name that you guys have suggested in here is better than my actual name. Definitely Peterborough. I don't live far from Peterborough. I can give you that much. Peterborough is quite close to me. Dangerously close. I wouldn't buy a fucking house in that shithole. In all fairness, was brutally honest MMA doesn't roll off the tongue either. Nah, but it slaps. Whereas bad MMA math is very hard to say if you say it quickly. It sounds like shit. My name rolls off the tongue perfectly, no offense. It fucking does. Once you get your head around it, it's fucking sweet. Pat Barry MMA. What are you trying to suggest, bro? That is dark, and it's still better than bad MMA math. To be fair, that would have brought in some people. Frankie, your best MMA bets. The most money I ever made on a fight was Zhang Wei Li versus Joanna Jędrzejczyk, just in a straight up bet. I made like $1,500 off that. Actually, no, I did a parlay with Bet365 where I made $3,000 off like a 6-legger, and they fucking banned me. I can't bet with Bet365 anymore. So fuck Bet365. This is an anti-ad. Take it easy, Hank. Take it easy, bro. Good to have you on here, as always. I'm probably the only person that doesn't like the GTA games. Something must be wrong with me. Nah, that's not really a bad thing to think. I'm not like a major fan of them. Like I usually play them for like several hours and then I stop. But GTA 5 online, I got a lot of time out of that shit. DraftKings MMA. Yeah, if I want to fuck myself, I'll call myself that. I made 2K on Ngannou, Stipe in the second round. Wow. Yeah, that's a good one. I wouldn't have bet on that. I thought Stipe was going to beat him again. So I would have lost. How make 3K? How much did you bet? I bet like, I think it was $100 and it was like on a 6-leg parlay. But it was completely out there. And Bet365 were not impressed with me. They thought I was cheating. Call yourself the MMA guru. That could be one way to get some unwanted attention. Frankie Panky MMA. You're rich risking that kind of money. I'm doing okay in life. I usually bet like $100 on average every weekend on like various parlays. Just to make them interesting, especially when the cards are dog shit so I can get through them. Franca the Wanker MMA. See, we're getting a lot closer to mirroring my true self. Yeah, the first one was unnecessarily close, but not the second. Now you've confirmed it. I'm dropping MMA from the name. I mean, we very rarely talk about MMA in here. We kind of sprinkle it in between. Das MMA Führer. Oh, that is world class. I love how you guys love MMA. It makes you guys easy as fuck to chill with. Honestly, I could just chill and time would fly by. That's really all we want. Just for the fact that you guys come in here and get any kind of entertainment is fucking baffling to me. How do you cheat bet? I think they think you hacking. Bro, I don't know. They were really upset. And like I tried to message them afterwards and be like, why am I banned? And I got like this really snarky message back saying, we reserve the right to ban anyone from our platform for any reason. So that was it. And then I've been on Paddy Power since then. UFC Cranky is great as well. You motherfuckers are amazing at this. Plymouth, I used to think my channel name was good, but we've clearly seen there's like 30 better names that have already been dropped in here. I'm literally going to go back to this chat and go through them and just think, wow, I might make like a top 10. And just like the name's got to get changed because I've got to be honest with myself. It is not doing me any favors. Marty, no disrespect. The only reason Marty, no disrespect is a great name, but I don't want to get associated with that cunt on Twitter. What was his name again? It was Marty something. Bet365 don't want you to take all their money. I was well on track to that. And to be fair, they took a lot of money from me before then. So the fact that they thought I was cheating was a little bit rich. I was probably like $500 down or £500 down when I made that bet. And they clearly thought they had a dummy on their hands, which they obviously did. Harrison versus Vieira got announced. I called that fight. Happening. And we all know how that's going to go down. Marty's hairline. That's the one. Chonky, my man. I'm definitely going to hold I'm definitely going to hold on to that because that is a fucking sweet name. UFC Cranky is fucking goated and perfectly sweet. We don't call Twitter X, Andrew. That's ridiculous. No matter how much they try to plug it, it's always going to be Twitter. MMA Junkie is good too and easy. Yeah, MMA Junkie is just it's a great simple name. And it kind of like just slaps, doesn't it? Come Germany, betting is like having a cigarette. Chonky, you're in Germany. Fucking sweet, bro. Whereabouts? We're going to Germany in the summer. I've never been to Germany. I've heard it's super clean. What's popping, Frank? How you doing, Chris Gray? Good to have you here, brother. Another legend around these parts. Forgive me for a second. Nothing much, man. Nothing much. I took the it's gonna be UFC Cranky from now on, isn't it? Yeah, took the day off yesterday. I'm trying to do like live streams every second day now, as I said earlier, because it's too much pressure, man, doing it every day, and it's fucking exhausting, and I'm lazy. MMA needs Olympic representation. I can build a team using Pacific Islanders. I don't think MMA is ever going to be in the Olympics, and it should be, but I don't think it ever gets there. I'm in Houston. It's boring, but I love life. Boring is perfectly fine. As Frank the Tank is actually my. It's actually my like what I use as my handle for. What's that fucking thing you used to pay? Fucking on my brain. PayPal. Frank the Tank is my PayPal handle. Frankie, build an English MMA Olympic team. From what, bro? I don't have Chads as friends. My friends are all fucked up. They're all drunken, degenerate 40-year-olds. Frankly, MMA Party. Oh, that's dope as well. We've had some great names in here. This has convinced me that my name definitely has to get changed because bad MMA math is arse. Even when I say it, I have to pause. It's like bad MMA. It just doesn't roll. Bad math MMA rolls even better than that. And that's shit as well. Utter shit. The Olympics are weird as fuck this year. Bro, they're weird every year. They're weird every 4 years, should I say. I haven't watched the Olympics since like, I think it was the Beijing one. I think that was in 2000, if I'm not, or 2004. I haven't watched it since then. I don't give a fuck about the Olympics. And I know that's going to upset certain people in here, especially Jax. But I have no interest in like 99% of the events. The Frank Bank. Oh man, you guys are fuck. I wish I'd known you guys before. Yeah, but if you just say bad math, it just takes everything away from what I'm trying to do in here. ass whoop. Yeah, that's not bad. It's not great. It's not as great as the last one you suggested. Olympics are paid for by lib agenda merchants. I don't even care about the whole like woke stuff and all of that. I just think most of the events are shit. And I don't care. Like, I mean, they have curling at the Olympics, right? Get the fuck out of here. They have like equestrianism and shit. You will regret changing the name, but it is your. I can always change it back. Well, you're here now, bro. That's all that matters. Frankie's bad MMA math corner. I thought the thing is, yeah, the reason why I didn't put my name into it is because I was never planning on like using my actual name online, and it kind of just became a thing. Where when I started going on on camera, it was like I might as well now. I might as well just reveal my name as well. Who gives a fuck? To take the satisfaction from anyone potentially doxing me in the future. I'm changing my channel name soon. To what though? Musical MMA is fucking is I love that name. But now you are kind of branding in a different way. So yeah, UFC Cranky is great. I mean, I don't think a lot of people will get it who are outside of here. If I'm trying to get new viewers in, they won't get the joke. But it is fucking great though. It's way better than bad MMA math. I'm not even gonna stunt. The Frank Tank MMA. Iron Fist Frankie or Iron First Frankie. I think I'd be glazing myself too much with a name like that. Thank you for the fighting. Man, you're on man. You may have discovered another talent you have here, bro. I don't like the MMA bit. Thank you for the fighting is pretty good. And then you can make it generally about fighting stuff as well. I feel like you need to be going more and more down the debate route though. That's what I think you need to be doing. Francis is transist MMA. That's pretty great as well. And true. Are you diversifying or sticking to MMA content? I think musical is onto a winner with this debate stuff. These nuts MMA. Frank Tank is great as well. Frank the Tank is great. And like I said, I have used it in my paper as my PayPal handle. Frankly fighting MMA? That's not bad. Well, Francis is my actual name, but like, I don't know. Brutally, I'll do the same as what I do now, but with more autism. I think if you don't lean into this whole debating thing, you're crazy, man. Because I mean, your streams are always entertaining, but this has just added a whole new like dimension to it. Frankie Fury Gay. Again, that's not far off from what we get in here as well. Frankly, brutally honest MMA. How you doing, Sven? What's good in the hood, brother? These are all excellent suggestions. No way I'm turning into a debate. Yeah, I think once a week. I think once a week is enough because you don't want to like overflog the horse as well. I think once a week is by the way, a musical, was that I'm assuming it was, yeah. Was that the real Rigo that came up in here? Because he sounded more, I don't know. I mean, I'm not too familiar with his voice, but unless he was doing like a helium balloon while he was on, it seemed extra Rigo for him. I don't know. The offhand comment you made, what was it, where you said something along the lines of like, "I'm too old for you" or something like that. I can't remember the exact line, but I was fucking dying. Frankie Okoye. Oh man, let's not bring up that cunt. I'll definitely be doing call-ins, but I think I want to do MMA lol cow of the week, where people call in to tell us they're cool of the week. Meh. They're fool of the week. That makes more sense. That could work. You could make it like an MMA award show, where like at the where you could drum up with some crazy shitty awards and have people put their takes on it, I guess. Yep, it was Rigo. And when I thought my estimations of him couldn't get any lower. Fuller Frankie. Frankie the musical. Oh man, you guys are way too good at this. You guys are way too good at this. Man batters woman at the Olympics. Yeah, man. I mean, she was. I mean, let's be fair as well. She did quit pretty early. I mean, he landed one decent shot and she gave up completely. But it only solidifies our points, doesn't it? You know, Ronin MMA. Frankie Tracy. Yeah, these are getting worse and worse by the second. I think we need to give this up. I mean, he only tapped her up a little bit. Yeah, Otis is fucking great to listen to as well. Otis has a channel, right? You ain't gonna get any singing out of me, mate. I'm fucking terrible. I'm tone deaf. You're gonna have to get me super drunk to get me to do that, which is never that far off in here. I've been really decent on the drinking up until I didn't drink for like 2 months up until UFC 304, and then I got fucking destroyed. Frankie Fu. Yeah, it felt like a lot more of a chilled stream last time, which is good. Like I said, you can't have it tism lazen every time, or it's just going to get out of hand. It's a shame Sniff didn't come on. I was looking forward to that. I was looking forward to seeing Sniff come on again. That would have been cool. I'm a Sniff fan, man. Oh my god, you just gave me an idea. You and Musical need to work on a channel where one of you streams one day and the other one streams on the other day. I think we're a completely different brand though. And I'm nowhere near on that level. Musical's probably secretly making bank at this point. I'm nowhere near that level. How you doing, Predator? Good to see you, bro. Frankie Pinky Ponky. The Sniff and Frankie show. I'd have Sniff on all day. I mean, I'd have to be very careful. I'd have to be getting ready with the mute button at certain times. Not that I condone that kind of thing. But I enjoy Sniff very, very much. Like he was the star of the show for me last time. Suck it from the back, MMA. I definitely want to see more of Sniff though. No, Chris. We're not doing that. I thought I informed you that my singing has been deemed a crime against humanity. No shit, they threatened to put me in prison if I do it again. It's bad as well, yeah, because like the mother of my kid is really, really good at singing. I think she's embarrassed of me. Like we went to karaoke once and she didn't speak to me for like a week. It was terrible. Frankie the Chad. No, I'm not. I don't think I'm more like fucked up and based than a Chad. I don't want to glaze myself. Musical plays piano on the streets for shillings, mate. It's a fucking yeah, but he's doing what he loves, isn't it? I respect it. Crazy to me how people only just realizing how the thing is, yeah, I know that Sniff is funny in the chat. I've seen Sniff because I used to see Sniff around in the MMA Gurus chat, and obviously I've seen him in yours. I've seen him about, and his comments are hilarious. But it's very different when you get somebody on camera and then they're even funnier. That's a rarity. How old is your oldest? My oldest child is 21 years old. Who the hell said Frankie Fu? Because that is awesome. It's so on the fucking chin as well. I mean, I might be the goatist Frankie, but that's not really saying much. Musical had someone's ashes thrown at him today. Fuck off. Well, did this happen live on stream as well? Yeah. Just find a singer you can imitate and play around with that range. Secretly, I'm not that bad a singer. I'm not tone deaf, but I'm not going to do it live. Would you and all the MMA YouTubers do a collab with in the UK, do an in-route? I met Brutally Honest MMA last weekend. I'm not against it. I feel like I needed to do it to prove a point because I said I was like 5'8" and nobody believes me. And I felt like I had to meet Brutally just to prove it, that I'm not a total midget. Are you goated over Frankie Edgar? Yeah. Yeah, I think so. How we doing, Durzo? Fucking hell, man. We might reach record numbers here if this keeps going. How we doing, Techie Gamer? You missed a good conversation about games earlier, actually, mate. I'm assuming you're an actual gamer. Nice to have you here. If you are new here, do your especially if you're from ITP, do your boy a solid and subscribe because ITP is featuring in a video that I am dropping tomorrow. So look out for that. You don't want to miss that. You don't want to miss that golden nugget. Yeah, someone threw ashes into the river on the bridge and the wind. See, that's very different than having it thrown in your face. That's very different. I'd say I'm probably 5'7". 5'7's probably fairer. Would you meet Paradox the Chad and do his face reveal? Paradox the Chad ain't going to meet me in person. There's no way. He's not that brave. Poll in chat for the channel name now that it's a party. All right, we need to narrow down, yeah, what the names are going to be. Top of New York, how you doing, bro? ITP is featuring on a video of mine tomorrow that we pre-recorded that I'm going to throw up tomorrow. So if you're new here, subscribe or at least like the channel or like the video. That would be sweet. You die. Let me buy your house. I found Paradox from the Guru chat long ago. I didn't know Paradox was operating that long. Dude, you're tall as fuck. I'm 4'3". Bro, I'm Paradox. You say you'll mog me, but I've heard you say you're 7'8", 12'7". You're basically full of shit, mate. And you said that you're a Bayesian, which I'm not sure I believe either. So you've got a lot of questions to answer. You've got to get yourself on camera before you talk about mogging anyone, you cunt. With the Joff boots and 5'6.5". I'm about 5'7", something like that. I've never measured myself, to be honest, but I'm not like ridiculously short, like people claim I am. You've got the MMA Avengers all together. I was hoping to get musical MMA in there, but he didn't send me his version of the video, so that would have been the true Avengers if I got musical in there. But it's basically the Avengers minus the Hulk. Volk appreciated Brutally Honest looking in my... Volk is very short. Volk is like 5'4". The fuck is a Bayesian? Blasian. I have a speech impediment, man. Don't make fun of me, man. Paradox is for sure 4'9", if that. Until he has the balls to get himself on camera, that's just how it's gonna be. Paradox is gonna be a 6-foot fat white man. I know it. I'm at 6'7". Yeah, the problem with Paradox and his whole personality is it's very difficult to pin down anything on this guy. He could be anything and any height and any sexuality. Let's be real. If I weren't sure you had a deadline, mate, I should have hit you up. I had a goated idea. Yeah, you mentioned it. It sounded fucking amazing. Is it the goated idea that you mentioned? I'm not gonna say it on stream. Yeah, well, the video hasn't been released yet. So if you're certain you're gonna send it to me, I can hold the video off a little while because I do want you on there. I would love to have you on there, musical. I can't wait to see Paradox's fake. Paradox is the kind of guy who would do his girl face reveal, but not jump on it on there himself. We should do a 5-person pod from all different countries and call it MMA Council or Avengers MMA. That would be fucking sweet. I'm down for that. The only trouble with doing a and musical will know this as well. When you have more than one person on camera, it's so difficult to keep track of the chats. And chats get very angry when you don't respond to them. It's happened to me many times. I'm secretly a Thai ladyboy living in a cave in Sweden. That wouldn't surprise me at all. Because Paradox, you said you're 56 as well, right? Which is just that ain't true. Does height matter in the UK? Depends. How you doing, Udai? Good to see you here, bro. It depends on what. I like to pretend that it doesn't matter because I'm not outrageously tall, and it hasn't held me back as far as I'm aware. Paradox is clearly a 7-foot black man from Chad. Again, the spectrum is wide. It could be anything. Yeah, reading the chat is impossible. It's impossible now when it's moving at this speed. But you do your best. You do your best. But I've got a lot of respect for you for even keeping up with yours, because I used to jump into yours back in the day, and I'd still do it now. But even then, it was like it's very, very difficult to keep up with what people are saying. And I hope I'm not offending anyone by not reading your chats, because obviously most of you can read, and I don't want it to be a thing where I'm just sat here reading out every single message, or else there's no point in being here. If it's a podcast, wouldn't there be no chat, or is it live? You can do both. You can like pre-record them, which is something we've discussed doing. But I think it tends to be more interesting if you have people that can interact with the chat as well. But maybe it's a thing where we could do a bit of both. I'm definitely down for it. I'll tune in once a week, and you can compare how Americans feel with MMA media as opposed to European MMA. I mean, it's a conversation that needs to be had. Money is the great equalizer. If you aren't short and fat, it won't matter. And confidence is everything as well. Confidence is everything. Unless you're completely fucking ugly, and then you're fucked. MMA Avengers. Yeah, man. That's what that video almost was tomorrow. We were so close. We were so close. But musical, the MMA, the idea that you had for your section would have made it amazing. So if you're willing to record it tomorrow, I will hold off. I will hold off because I think it would give that video that third heat that it needs. But it's all on you. I'm going to get you listening to old CDs from the Bloodhound gang if it kills me. Okay. Do you know what? I mean, you did direct me towards that movie that I'm not going to mention because, I mean, what was it called? The bee something? The Beekeeper. So you've got one more chance. Are you sure you want to use it on that? What time by tomorrow? I mean, any time before the evening would be good. I can push it back by a day if you promise to get it to me by tomorrow. I can do that. And I've had to see, the thing is here, I've got 6 people in my thumbnail, and one of them had to be Dana White because I've only got the 5 Avengers there. Would be sick to have you in the thumbnail as well. Paradox isn't 14. I hope. Being a Newcastle fan is worse than being homosexual. Some would say. Beekeeper was so retarded. It was certainly that. The thing is that once I switched my brain off, I kind of enjoyed it. Being a Newcastle fan is painful, but we have to do it. Beekeeper was badass. It depends on what you on what view you have it in. No, defo don't push it back. I'm available. All right, if you can get it to me by like 5 p.m. tomorrow, then I won't push it back. I was gonna release the video at like 6-7 o'clock my time anyway. So if you can get it to me by tomorrow, I'd really appreciate that. And I'll even do my part of the skit that you were gonna suggest as well. I'm down for doing that. I can't tell from Paradox's accent. I support Newcastle, yeah, man. I made that decision when I was like 11, and it's been a rough ride ever since. But I think we're about to turn a corner. I think we're finally about to get good. If you add MMA Guru, you only get retard MMA fans who can't type Guru. Yeah, that's a good point as well. That is a good point. I appreciate that, musical. I'll definitely hold it off because I was well gutted when I didn't get yours. So I'll hold that off for sure. It will be definitely worth having your contribution. You can make it as fucking comical as you want. It doesn't have to be a serious thing. But I think we spoke about that. It reminded me of a dumb 2000s action movie. That's the thing. The problem with the Beekeeper is when I watched the first 5 minutes, I thought, oh, this is a movie that's taking itself seriously, and then it got fucking retarded. So for the next 10 minutes, I was like, Crystal's pulled one over on me here. Like, this movie is retarded. And then I just switched my brain off, and it was kind of fun. It's a very retarded movie for sure. What made you want to support Newcastle if you weren't from here? It was two things here. Number one, I'm a contrarian by heart. And number two, Alan Shearer, mate. It was literally the year that Alan Shearer joined. I think I was like 12, 13. And I was an Arsenal fan up until that point. And I wasn't enjoying myself. God, you skim through the chat, then you go ahead and comment on what you feel is relevant to your situation. That's what I try to do in here. That's what I try. Do subscribe to Paradox the Chat. He's very, very, very close to 150. And subscribe to me as well, God damn it. I'd very much appreciate that. Mucking some fish and chip. Oh, you legend. You legend. Random Paradox plug. That's how they tend to be. Paradox deserves to real answer. He like I've never, do you know what, bro? After all the trouble I got in from Crystal, I need to be very, very careful because I made a comment about, you know, that comment I made about when I banged a Manc chick. And bear in mind, we were in Manchester last weekend, so that was another question she asked me. She was like, "Oh, you're banging a Manc chick, yeah?" I was like, "No." I did make it very clear in the chat that it was like years ago. But me saying she was like dirty and that's why I enjoyed it was not the best take for me either. So that was a difficult conversation to have. But I think if you look through my entire thing, I mean, there's like a million things she could be mad about, to be honest. And rightfully so. I just speak the truth, man. I can't help myself. I'm not even old enough to have seen Shearer play. You missed out on a goat there, my friend. It's a fucking monster. It's a chick from Manchester. So there was a chick that I was nailing who, she wasn't really from Manchester, but she went there for like 3-4 years. And then she came back and she had the most rancid accent ever. But I found it kind of hot. I'm not going to lie. It was down in the dirt the way that I liked it back then. As a predator, I can confirm that I don't like underage girls. That's helpful information. It's good to have you here though, Predator. She's definitely going to be listening to my live streams from now on, so I have to be very, very careful. Which fighter made you a fan of MMA? Oh, I would say it was probably Anderson Silva. Was who got me into it. Probably Anderson Silva. That's probably the most. That's probably the guy who got me started. I wasn't a hardcore though until about 12 or 13 years ago. Maybe because it's a band that came out with so much lap dance is so much better than when the stripper is crying. Sounds like 7 in the vid, which is still cool, but early. I'm gonna make sure I'm sure it's gonna be funny as fuck. Yeah, I think like Jax, like I have to give, like, Making the Walk is obviously my is obviously a channel that I work with. I wouldn't even say I work with. We are the same, one and the same, basically. We work together that much. But like, you edited this video, so I'm saying like, oh, giving musical time and stuff. Where it's like, it should be your decision, really. So, is your favorite category BBW or granny? I'm a dirty cunt, mate, but I don't fuck with any of those things. I don't really have any weird tastes at all when it comes to like sexual stuff. I'm quite vanilla when it comes to sexual stuff. Like, if you look through my internet chat history, or my internet history, it's going to be very, very fucking. There's no dirt on me to be found. I'm very angry at the Olympics today. It makes me want to watch, bro. The Olympics is fucking bullshit. How we do at ITP? ITP. I was just giving a shout out. You know the video that you made, a Frankie on fire, but then people just call me Foff eventually. I don't want to be the Foff to Joff's Joff. Do you know what I mean? Anderson, Ferguson, Cowboy, the saddest downfalls in MMA history. Connor's such a dick. It's funny when shit happens to him. I enjoy when Connor gets a downfall as well. Fucking hate it. ITP, ITP, yeah. So that video that we spoke about, or that you made a clip for, the Yeah, the pound for pound one is dropping tomorrow at some point. See you later, Andy. Subscribe to Andrew. He's very close to 150 subs. Should hopefully be there by now. Foxy Frankie, thank you very much. There have been some great suggestions. What I'm going to do, yeah, I'll tell you what. Next time I'm on live, which will probably be on Saturday, I'm going to look through the chat. I'm going to write down all of the goated names that you guys have given me, and then we're going to do a poll. And then we'll have a name change officially after that. Because bad MMA math is gone. Well, technically, jerking off is gay as well, right? So we're all a bit gay. ITP is my neighbor. We often play catch and soccer in the park simultaneously. That's fucking skill. ITP and musical in the same room. We've had that before. That isn't the first time. Oh yes, I will send you a selfie. I'd appreciate that because I took the snapshot of you in that goated shirt, and I was going to use that. But if you think you can send me a better one, then please do. UFC Cranky is definitely going to be on there. Bad math on fire. Like I said, I don't want to be boff to Joff. Do you know what I mean? That's a road I don't want to go down. For sure. I'm very nervous about that. ITP, you should make Minecraft videos of MMA commentary over it. You would go viral. You probably would as well. But then you're kind of on the verge of noncing at that point, you know? Because you'd certainly bring in a kind of that kind of crowd, you know? Not Frankie Edgar. Oh, that might go on there as well. That's pretty good. An unprompted ITP selfie would be insane. I tried very hard to like go into the lives and try to get, but then it's very hard to catch somebody on a live without like looking like they've got like, you know, some retardation or some mongoloid type shit going on. Do you remember how bad did oh wait, Steven, did that ever happen? Did they actually air an episode together? I didn't think that happened. I thought they talked about doing a collaboration together, but it had never happened. So I might have to go back and look for that one. Batty crease. ITP is not a pussy boy, Colin. Let's be fair. Frankie Life Project. I'm worried about the kind of, again, I have to be very, very careful with the name because I do want MMA fans to come in because that is mainly what I talk about. I know it's not on like Anne Frank MMA. The thing is, I feel like I can add Frank to my name now because I've got enough people who know who I am. So it's fucking insulting that Jesse on Fire named his podcast that. I'm an actual firefighter. Fuck that piece of shit. Yeah, Jesse on Fire's he's definitely doing very well these days. He's rebranded himself as a Trump staff member. Fair play to him. 9/11 MMA. Oh goddamn. Frankie, you need to read this one out loud. This means she is showing interest in what you are doing. This is a good thing. Keep that in mind. Scared of it and you're being loved. Yeah, I mean, there is that aspect to it. And I mean, the thing is, yeah, I'm very unapologetic about the person that I am, as you can probably tell. And she knows better than anyone that I'm based as fuck. So it's not like like where it's going to be too far where she never talks to me again. But like, I just don't like having those conversations, especially just like it was when I got my breakfast out and I was having a nice start to the morning, and then I just got fucking. It was like, what's this about a lap dance? And then it was what was the other one? It was. There were a few things, and then there was the Mank girl thing, and us being in Manchester last weekend was not helpful. But yeah. Frankie, what would you do if a pretty Latina girl joined your chat? Would you change attitude? Nah, I'm not really affected by bro, I'm pretty much like I'm out of the game at this point. Females don't I'm not 16. Like I got over that shit at 18 and I didn't look back. I don't give a fuck. Osama bin MMA. Yeah. I mean, it would certainly be good for like very quick growth, but not for like the overall growth that I'm hoping this channel will someday get to. You know, I'd just be happy to. I think I'm going to feel like I've done my job if I can get to like, If I can get to 1,000 one day, I'd be like, wow, because I didn't think I'd ever get that. Was this all in English or Chinese? What do you mean? She can speak. The Frank the Tank one is very, very popular, and Frank the Tank is my like I said, it's my PayPal handle, so it has been thought about in the past. I'm 32 and I still feel 16. I envy you, bro. I'm nearly 40 and I feel 105. So only time you get John Jones versus Aspinall if MMA becomes an Olympic event. USA versus England. They're never fighting. So you mentioned that they should fight in jail, right? That might be the way to go. John Jones gets fucking sent to jail, and then we do Undisputed 4, the in real life movie, where Aspinall gets himself chucked in jail on some trumped up charges, and gets the fight. Skibbity toilet. Frank the Chank. Keep in mind he is a Giga Chad. He is not affected by women. Exactly, bro. Once you've had like your 7th or 8th vagina, you're like, this isn't really that great. Frank the 32nd wank. I'm 17 and I feel like autism. What do you mean you feel like autism? You feel like being autistic, or you feel like you might be autistic? 5'7" MMA. I'm not having this. I reckon I'm closer to 5'8" than I am 5'7". Not that it really makes any difference. You will definitely get to 1,000. I think if I keep plugging away, I eventually will, assuming I don't get kicked off the platform for saying something really stupid, which is just as likely. Because I say some stupid shit on here. Talks from Frank. How about Walk the Frank? Nah, shit. As you can see, I'm not very good at this. But some of your suggestions have been fucking amazing. And the fact that you guys are still here, like throwing names up in the air, shows that you feel very, very strongly about this. And that a name has to leave. It has to bounce. Frankie, can you pronounce that guy's name with the Asian lettering? I absolutely cannot. But he was kind enough to give me his name, or give me an English version in the last live stream I did. So I made a very strong case for like making sure I remember it. And literally at my age, I had to say Udai 1,000 times to make sure that I remember it. Because I'm fucking, I've got early onset Alzheimer's, mate. And Frank MMA is viral. It will. I mean, and Frank MMA's got to go on there as well. Yeah, Walk the Frank is amazing as well. Walk the Frank is amazing, Chonky. That's gonna have to go on there as well. I want to try and narrow it down to about 5 though, because I don't want there to be too many choices. Who was it that said that? One second, sorry guys, I've lost my own chat. I'm way down. Only, yeah, don't know. I read that one. Yeah, Tom Aspinall greeting John Jones in the jail. Have you ever been fingered by an MMA fighter? That would be his opening line. Frankie, how do you say in China? You know what it is, little man. You know what it is, and I'm not gonna say it. It begins with an N and it ends with a ga. And the thing is that I had to explain to the mother of my child multiple times that when we come here, you can't say in Chinese in public because you're gonna get me fucked up. Unfortunately, it hasn't happened yet. Frankie Four Fingers. Yeah, it's pretty cold as well. But again, remember, yeah, we have to make sure that there is some kind of like MMA or fighting theme to it. MMA misogyny. See what I mean? That's now we're kind of getting back to where I need to be. I'm UFC cranky and Walk the Frank. Someone hire me. They are fucking amazing. Walk the Frank is dope as well, though. Walk the Frank is dope. But the thing is, yeah, because my side channel is, or the guy who I work with all the time is making the walk, it would feel like it's a bit. It might get a bit confusing, but it is amazing. I'll clip you if you say the N word. I almost said it on my 4th or 5th stream. Someone did one of those things, you know, where they throw like words together and then it makes up that word. And I said it out loud, but because I'm British, it didn't sound like that word. Thank God for my Ponzi voice. It saved me on that occasion. But now I've been extra careful. I kind of try to skim through the chat like quickly and say it in my head before I read stuff out. It doesn't always go that way. It doesn't always go that well, but you have to you have to try and protect yourself these days because people are out to kind of fuck your life up. Like I said, I almost got doxxed a few times in here as well. Furry Frank MMA. That hurts. That one just hurts. Gas Tank Frank has a ring to it, in my opinion. And Gas Tank is MMA related. Gas Tank is MMA related. That could work. Again, I'm literally going to go through here. I'm going to go through this entire chat tomorrow, and I'm going to pluck out the 5 best ones. And then next one, we'll put it to a vote. I'm a man of my word. I mean, I turned up to UFC 304 in a fucking cartoon woolsey just because Chris Gray said I should do it. So I'm very susceptible to you know, I'm impressionable. I'm only joking. I'd never do that, but there were people who would do that, so be careful. Bro, I've already seen it in here. Like I said, I've had people try to dox me. Why are you worried about hurting the feelings of a few blacks? The issue is, Colin, first of all, 99% of my friends that I grew up with are black. So I ain't trying to get my ass whooped. Like we might be friends, but like they would whoop my ass if I went too far out of line. And I'm not really in the business of hurting anyone's feelings unless they're like a nonce or a doxer. Those are my only rules. And Colin, I think you'd be surprised. I think there's more black people in here than you think. I would gauge 50%. That might be an idea for a poll. But then it would be very hard to narrow down because it would be like black or white, and there's not just black and white people in here. So it's a tough one. I'm waiting to get my first Transformer in here. That's what I'm waiting for. Apart from Paradox, obviously. Yeah, Gas Tank Frank is fucking cold as well. I like it. Good MMA math. Yeah. Doesn't have the same, because my takes are bullshitty. Is Indian food like your guys' Mexican food? But Indian food in the UK is actually very good. It's one of the better cuisines you can get around here. It's quite consistent. Mexican food, on the other hand, isn't really. Gas Tank Frank sounds like a Thomas the Tank Engine character. Sorry. Yeah, I don't want to be getting that kind of crowd in here. That is a dangerous game to play. It really is. I don't want to fuck with that. Poll in the chat, colored or white. I don't know. I don't really want to put colored in there either. That's stepping a fine line either. Or like you hold in a big fart. I might have missed the early context to that one. I'm whiter than YouTube's home screen. I have been summoned. Yeah, I'm like dangerously white as well. I can't turn my brightness settings up on here too big, or I just look like a wall. You can't see any of my facial features. Like if I close my eyes, you just see. Well, I've got quite thin lips as well, so I kind of get away with that. But it would just look like a white fucking wall. I'm a colored person, so I can say it. But it's the whole like I have a black friend, I can say the N-word kind of thing. It doesn't always work that way. And Aaron, I'm gonna recommend people go to I have a pinned chat in here for Aaron's channel. Could you at least subscribe to him? Because I'm assuming he's gonna do more videos in the future. I don't spell colored like that as well. You American retards fucking up our. I've seen it. I've seen it musical. I watched like 10 seconds of it, and unfortunately, he ruined the surprise. You come Germany soon? Yes, I'm coming in about 2 weeks to Germany. I'll be coming tonight, but like I'm coming to Germany in 2 weeks. No, don't like that's what I'm saying. Americans, learn how to fucking spell. You guys are a bit racist. I think everyone's a little bit racist. I think everyone is. I'm not, like, purposefully racist. Call center MMA. I'm not scary kind of Russian. We're two people that were Russian, bred out of the world, and then the family came back together, eventually making someone even more Russian than it was originally. Religiously, originally. Yeah, no spoilers, chat. You must watch Aaron Tatz's video, and you must watch it all the way through, or you'll miss out. You will love Germany. There's nothing to hate apart from grumpy. I'm really looking forward to it. I cannot wait to get over there. Germany's been very high on my list for a while now. I just never had the time, and now I do. In the US, we changed how things were spelled because we're lazy and cheap. At least you're admitting it. I appreciate that. Have you ever shouted yourself before at work or while being a professor? Never at work or while being a professor, but everyone shouted themselves. I've never done it at work. Thank God. Everyone is a bit racist, but I think people in the UK are a bit more racist for Indian people. It depends where you are. It depends where you are. I don't know if I can confirm or deny that. I think UK people are more geographically racist than ethnically racist. I hid a secret. That's what I'm saying. You've got to watch it all the way through. Is Germany just one big sex dungeon, or is that just a myth? I'm gonna have to ask our German representative in the chat to confirm or deny that. I hope it is a giant sex dungeon. That'd be awesome. Make me even more excited to head over there. Eurotrip made Germany's. I mean, Eurotrip was. I can't really remember anything about Eurotrip. I remember it being really shit and not in a fun way. Most people won't watch the vid all the way through. It's so sad. Yeah, and you're gonna miss out if you don't. So make sure you watch Aaron Tatz's video. It's been linked into the. It's been pinned. Go and watch it all the way through. And there's a prize in the chat for whoever can find that special message. I'm not reading that out, musical. What I will do though is I will stick it up because I'm just gonna leave it there. I live in a town that's mostly white and it's quite racist. Yeah. I mean, the thing is, yeah, like I said, in the UK, it depends where you go. Like London is very mixed, but everywhere else isn't. Aaron Tats, has anyone found it yet? I'm dying to see who's gonna find it first. Yeah, throw it up in the chat, and I'll give you a little prize. Barbary Lion MMA. I don't understand the reference. I'll be honest. All right, we're gonna give it. Lord, why didn't you read it out? I'm just treading on a very fine line here, sir. I'm already known as the midget fucker around these parts. I don't want to make it any worse for myself. Sky Sports, yay or nay? Bootleg that shit, mate. Bootleg it. I do not pay for Sky, and I could, and I never will. It's fucking not worth it, mate. BBL or BBC. Don't know how to answer that one. I'm not touching that one. Yeah, fuck Sky Sports. Do you welcome immigrants? I'm not somebody who's anti-immigration at all. I'm an immigrant, technically. London is finished by Muslims. That seems to be the general consensus that the media is trying to push. I cannot confirm or deny that. I don't live in London anymore, so I don't know how bad it's gotten. Racism is so casual here. I don't know the C word was racist until I was like 10. I just thought that's what you call the Chinese takeaway. The old yeah. We hear that around here as well quite a lot. The midget fucker. Yeah. Yeah, man. And that's all Chris Gray's fault. I'm seen as the midget fucker in the MMA community. It's really bad for me. No, I don't think it's racist musical. It was more than just putting that next to Indian. I was like, do you know what I mean? It's just I don't know. Barbary lions battle gladiators, and it's the national symbol of England. And the three lions of the Barbary. That makes it more sick. The problem is, yeah, I'm a faux English, mate. I'm actually Irish, as you well know, sir. So I'm not much of a nationalist. I do love living in Britain. I do enjoy British culture, but I'm not a nationalist. Yeah, yeah. The police are pretty aggressive with that shit around here. You do. I'm not saying that either. I'm not talking about BBCs. I'm really forced to go down that road. I just saw a cashier took a pic of a receipt an immigrant left, and they had 18K on their EBT card. Fucking insane. What the fuck's an EBT card? Yeah, that's terrible, Crystal. Crystal, don't try and get me in any more trouble than I'm already in. All right. Like that one clip of the cop trying to get into some guy's house through his window. Damn, dude, that's wild. I didn't see that one. But I mean, in terms of like crazy behavior, you can't compare us to the shit that goes down in the States. There's no way. England is very vanilla. We very rarely have any fucked up shit going on here on the level that you guys do anyway. I'll say that. All right, so I'm gonna put it down on a 9-minute countdown. Molotov MMA. That's pretty good. Oh, EBT is food stamps. I don't even know how that food stamp stuff works in America because we don't have that here. Obviously, we have welfare. I've never understood the whole food stamp thing. I don't know how it works. Is it just that they give you like coupons or something and you can use them to redeem food in certain places? I'm assuming that's what it is. But I could be frightfully wrong. Western, the new and correct term is food here is EBTLOL. Fair play. I'm not gonna make fun of people who are less well off because I've been in that situation and I didn't much enjoy it. I don't want to tempt fate, because I'm definitely stupid enough to end up back under a bridge again. So, by the way, guys, is there anyone while we're here, and considering how much love I've been shown by people like Musical and ICP in the past, is there anyone in here that you guys think is an up and coming MMA YouTuber that deserves a raid? Who can we raid this evening that is really worth the maybe it could be somebody new who's going live. Is there anybody you know? It's funny when you guys see an Asian, you automatically say he or she is Chinese. Yeah, obviously it helps if you've lived in Asia. Like I can definitely tell the difference between Chinese. Obviously, it's very easy to tell the difference between Chinese, Japanese, and the most difficult I've found is obviously Chinese and Taiwan because they are very similar. No Chill MMA. Is No Chill MMA on live now? Yeah, who's going to get the magical raid this evening? Because it's really helping the community on the whole. Just having people jump from one stream to the next and continue the conversation is really cool. And obviously, if we can help anybody out who would were you under the bridge of Jared Gordon? No, I don't know. I don't have a witty comeback for that. I wasn't. Brutally Honest is live. Is Brutally Honest live? This is the only dickhead who's live that I'm aware of. Hang on a second. Let's see who this dickhead is. Who is this dickhead you are referring to? Hang on a sec. Oh. We could go over there and raid him. Why not? He's wearing sunglasses indoors though, so I'm not sure if I want to help this guy out. But we could. Let's So who are we settling on? I'll do a quick pin and then we'll jump over there. But make sure when you jump over there that you obviously shout out this channel if you don't mind. But shout out Musical MMA and ITP as well, especially Musical MMA because he obviously brought a lot of people in here as well. We've got to bounce the love all the way down the line. That's how this shit works. I wasn't really a bum, but I was broke when I was growing up. I had a single parent family, and she was on welfare, and she had like there was four of us living in the house. So I was definitely a brokey growing up. Better MMA is kind of a Rigo guy though, but he's cooler. I mean that's not much of an achievement. It's late, man. It's late. I'm not sure how to. I had something that popped into mind, but I was like, I'm not sure if I'm. Yeah. All right, so we'll jump to this better MMA guy. This is the this community is amazing. It really is. I'm so grateful for every single one of you. I know I say it every time I'm here, but I really mean it. You guys are fucking epic. This place would be dead zone if it wasn't for you guys. I'd have nothing to talk about. So yeah, we'll do the Oh, is there nobody else that we can jump into? Are we gonna go to better MMA? Are we gonna jump over there? Is that the plan? All right, we'll jump over to bet if you guys don't mind. I mean, obviously you're not obliged to. Hang on a second. Let me pin it quickly before I bounce. So jump over to Better MMA and obviously announce the raid, boys and girls. I think I'm going to jump off before I outstay my welcome. Thanks to everyone who came in today and to everyone who's new. Yeah, if he's Rego affiliated, that could get very, very interesting. All right, boys, it's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you, one and all, for coming in. I really appreciate you. I'll probably be back tomorrow or possibly Saturday. I'm trying to do every second day just to, keep things rolling smoothly. So yeah, go over to Better MMA and we'll get over there. But musical, thanks, man. I'll look forward to getting your video tomorrow. I'll DM you DM you on Twitter as well, just to remind you. Guys, love you all. Take it easy. And I'll catch you over in Better MMA. Let me throw the link in the description one more time. There we go. And yeah, watch Aaron Tatz's video all the way through and look out for that secret message. You'll be fucking gutted if you miss it. No worries. Take it easy, dudes. In a bit. No worries, Sinful. We'll be over there. Take it easy, dude. In a bit.